Okay, welcome everyone. We'll start our lesson 4. Today lesson will go through LO4. As you know me, my name Anjum. And please, can you spend few minutes, just go through what we learned until now for a recap, and then we'll start our proper session. Please make sure download your lecture slide. Those are given on our Moodle page. And tomorrow our last lesson will be about assignment discussion. That's it. I'll
Is
go
there a deadline for the assignments to be submitted?
normally we prefer, people submit within 2 weeks after the assignment discussion week. But if you have your personal commitment, you can let us know, and we are slightly flexible things. But as quick you give us, and we'll mark, and we can include into different batches, because then we can sign off your unit accordingly.
So that's by 1st of October, preferably, basically, to have it all in, yeah?
Yes, if you can, until the following week, Monday, after 2 weeks. Huh?
That's perfect.
Okay, welcome everyone. We'll do any other question if you have before start. No,
we can go ahead with the lesson.
Okay, welcome everyone. We'll start. Our LO4 is about understand the needs for professional ethics and when completing assurance engagement. That will be in our discussion. So before that, we'll go through what we learned until now. During lesson 1, we discuss about audit assurance. We discuss about audit mean checking the accuracy in the book of account. We went through audit standards, and we mentioned, assurance. Auditors give the assurance, and assurance, they not give the absolute assurance, they give the positive or negative assurance. And then we discuss about internal control, and the control mean corrective action. And we discuss about various type of controls. Those can be in place, and that will help to identify the risk in our organization and adjust it accordingly. Then we discuss about ISA 500, about assurance engagement. And then we discuss about audit. We discuss about agency theory, and we discuss about various types of assurance and assurance engagement. That was in the previous lesson. We discuss about internal control and audit of sale day book, purchase day book, payrolls, and we discuss about computer control systems. And today will be focus about ethics. Okay, what do you know about audit and ethics? So what is meant by ethics? Anyone? What is ethics in your own word? Will you explain?
I don't even know how to explain in my own words.
Yes, simply we can say ethics mean moral principles. Yes.
Kind of, yeah, probably.
So this is a principle-based approach, not rule-based approach. Rules are such as GDPR. If you don't fulfill it, this is a crime. But if you not fulfill the ethics, you've been penalized in terms of civil penalties. Yes. Ethics normally come under the civil law.
Okay.
So ethics come under civil law. Okay. So that's is ethics come under civil law. Welcome. Good afternoon. Okay, so we discuss 5 professional code of ethics. Welcome. Okay, PPCIO. The PPCIO is consist of popular people chat in offices. Yes. Some people are very famous, they carry on chatting, so we call popular people chat in office. So first P is the professional behavior. Yes, not conflicting information, not biased information, not self-interest. Second is professional competencies and due care, which is means up-to-date knowledge. So you care about your client by doing CPD, continuous professional development. The third C is the confidentiality. You need to make sure you keep the information about client confidential. And I is the integrity, be honest. And O is the objectivity. You not conflict your objective to be give the true and fair information, which is in the law, or the information you provided, you can give the opinion based on that. It's not our job to investigate, but our job to be can be whistleblower. If you come in your notice something, yes, so we can whistleblow to that's which is the concept which we'll carry on using in. Okay, so 4.1, yes, explain the role of professional ethics, professional behavior, protecting public and fellows professional, and explain the threats to fundamental ethics and importance of confidentiality assurance. That all will be in our lesson. So indicative contents, code of ethics, which we just mentioned. If you're a member of ACC or ATHE, we have to follow rule-based and principle-based. Ethics are coming principle-based. Rules is mean the law is come under the criminal law, and we'll go through the threats, what those are, and how this leads to the compromise the professional code of ethics. And we need to draw the safeguard. Safeguard is mean the measures those help to protect our professional values. Okay, so it is vital that the editors can offer a credible opinion. So they need to be comply with the relevant ethical guidance as given by the awarding body or regulators. We've been in the chapter of the books of ethics, which we can look around the details, independencies, and outline the safeguard. So you have to safeguard like your money, client money, and your office money need to be in a separate accounts if you're doing refund from HMRC. So ethics can be concerned with the behaviors and trying to be ensured that the editors act a professional manner and remain independent from their client. It is crucial that the editors both follow the ethical guidance and one proceed to the following are ethical guidance. So there is the difference between these two requirements. What we can do with becomes evidence that when we consider one of the most notorious accounting scandal which is happening and in the past, like Enron and various others, we can look around. End of this session, you will be in a position to explain the professional ethics apply by ACCA code of ethics and conduct the range of situation with their discipline enterprise are we practicing in a positive manner, and that will help in the career in audit. Okay, everyone involved in the audit profession will remember that the case of US company Enron and its auditory Arthur and Anderson is the director of Enron. It discovered to be perpetrating a fraud, a huge that is a bankrupt, and the company and lost the million of dollars investors' money. And shortly after the discovery of the fraud, Arthur Anderson was found guilty in the US in the court of justice, and as well, shredding the document. They shred it, really, literally destroy the evidence and related to the Enron audit, and was forced to stop auditing public companies. Yes, and then in 2005, the conviction was overturned by the US Supreme Court, but by this point, the reputation of Anderson was already damaged beyond the repair due to the perception that there were in wrong, and they are unable to remain, viable in the business. So if they not ring the whistle blow, it came to their notice. And no, watch the short video. That's a professional code of ethics, which we will go through in professional ethic videos separately, which we can, which is given on ACCA as well as AAT website as well. You can. Okay, so what is the ethics and ethical behaviors? Ethics are the set of the moral principle guiding behaviors, and ethics values are exemption, belief, is constitute right and wrong, and ethics value is both individual and organization. So we have to look around the code of ethics, code of conduct, duty of care of society, and work in the best interest of the society, not just the few individuals. So if you're a teacher, you have to work in the wider interest of the society. You have to do the mastering of the particular skill and techniques. You have to look around the objective of outlook. You have to develop ethical approach. You're rendering services to highest standard and acknowledge the duties of the society. That's we need to, and achieving acceptance by the public. That's which we need to look around. Okay. Ethics, as we've said, is set of moral principle. We already had a discussion in our lesson 1 as well, when we'll say professional behavior comply with the relevant rules and regulations, when we'll say professional competencies maintain up to date and diligent knowledge and act diligently, and we can look around when is objectively uncompromised, your bias or conflict of interest, we shouldn't do, and when it's integrity with straightforward, honest, and imply in dealing, so we can look around PPCIO, professional behavior, professional competency, due care, confidentiality, objective, integrity, and objectivity. That we can put in order to remember easily. Okay, the threads. Okay, that threads can be leads to compromise the professional code of health. So self-interest, one self-interest can be having at the financial interest in client, you have a shares in clients, having financial interest in employers, depend upon the client's fees. Yes, significant coming from one client, you'd say, come on, you will lose the contract, like, big company giving you audit and they're paying you fees. But that can be its conflict of interest due to the self-interest. You're not highlighting the bad thing. Opportunity to use, the corporate asset to own advantage, having the concern about the losing client potential employment with one, and contingent fees. If will save you, if you pass your audit, you pay this fee. That is illegal. That is for self-interest. That shouldn't be happening. The commercial pressures to help, in complete in order to keep the job. Self-review is mean checking your own work. Yes. Reporting the system after involved. Yes. Preparing the data after reports you, and being asked, the data or justify, evaluate the decision. Any question, please? Anyone? We all okay?
All good. Okay.
Okay, then familiarity. If you know number of years each other, your clients and you develop the strong relationship. You think, or if your family friend relationship, you're a familiar, and that's that can create the mess, and that's maybe we not actor, and that leads to compromise the objectivity and objectivity and maybe integrity as well. So we having a close personal relationship, someone maybe you're not give the true and fair, you think is your family friend, is your relative, that's it, knowing each other. So that can be a problem. Intimidation, if you're taking any gift, like you think is a, oh, we are offering you free holidays to spend, for suppose free tickets, you can stay our villas, we have a hotel there, do you accept it? No, you shouldn't. You draw the safeguard because it's not come under the hospitality, maybe up to 50 pound. There is a no specific rule, but you use the professional judgment, but up to 50 pound worth of the gift is acceptable according to the various chartered institute. We can look around the thread of dismissal, replacement, litigation in respect of engagement, and pressure to reduce the quality of the work to keep the fees down. That can be intimidation, and the threads, that can be leads to, and then ultimately, we're not giving. advocacy threads, which can be leads to the objectivity, can be also maybe you have a two client, they are competing with other, both your client, and they are going to merge or take over, and they're asking you to advise. If you advise to one, maybe you not advise exactly the same what you have to safeguard. You give advice to one client yourself, ask refer to the someone without mentioning you're not giving advice, because if you say because other client is our client, that's why we not you're going to break the confidentiality rule, so we need to be very careful, huh? Okay, the normally is a 50 pound, not 150. Yes, not 150, just 50, yeah, up to. But there are no specific rules, but we can use the professional judgment, huh? So use the professional judgment. Because the reason it can be depends upon how big companies clients are, you the professional judgment why they are giving you. Okay, safeguard example of environment, so development of leadership culture, that stress is importance of the fundamental, because not compromise your policies and procedures, you draw the quality control and compliance and the fundamental, because you draw the clear internal control, you identify the audit risk. Okay, procedure that's prevent non-team members influence on engagement, communication policies. So if you are a member in business, so employer structures, system, corporate governance, we can ethical code, internal control, quality performance. So these are the safeguard, like someone else, two people sign it. Yes, you're not saying it. If you're a good number of peer, you have a close relationship bond, so you can send to someone else to do audit. You not lead that for that organization. You can lead to other organization. Yes, forum discussing and missing things. So we need to be draw the safeguard environment. Huh? Remember in practice, yes, disciplinary procedures, that's the safeguard, engagement safeguards, rotating teams, as we said earlier. Yes, and reliance on the safeguard in the client system, and the opportunity to consult with other professional and confident. Yes, draw the safeguard, because if you're not clear about the, you can do the questioning, because that's your safeguard for the audit, because that's not bad reputation. So when we looking ethical, yes, conflict and resolution, we have to relevant facts, we have an ethical issue involved, we need to be relevant fundamental principle, establish internal procedures. So always set SOPs. So SOPs means standard operating procedures you set, and then work accordingly, because that is quite crucial in any organization. So these are the key points that will help to resolve and stay acceptance of consideration, professional clearance, yes, preconditions or an audit, yes, reputation of client. You do all the checks before you accept the client. It's not mean you go, because maybe someone have a court case, and you look around how many author or how many editors left, and they said they're not going to, the money laundering, client due diligence they involve, or they have, or maybe the bribery act, they want to look around those, because there's the imprisonment in, because these are morally ethically need to be correct. New work, engagement letters, yes, obtain the work, recommendation, tenders you've been given, it's been assignment offer, engagement letters, clear role or responsibility, objective of audit, reference legislation standard, which you will, and what you will, you're not going to compromise as editors, and what they have to care about, and specific planning issues. Yes, use internal audit, deadline. Yes, basis of fees, because you do basis, never ever charge the contingent fees, like if someone says you save this, I will pay you this fees, but in audit and assurance, because you can compromise your true and fair views, huh? Okay, so professional ethic, professional skepticism and attitude, a critical assessment, and use the questioning mind, such to prevent overlooking suspicious circumstance. You criticize, oh, yes, is a transaction. Where then? Who ordered it? Why did it? RWs use the approach. Debtors should neither assume that the management is dishonest or failure question. They are honest. You have to draw and you ask the relevant question and collect the relevant. Then you draw the assurance and give the assurance. Professional ethics, ethical standard independency is in impartial opinion is therefore the important that the independent the company. We can look around various awarding body like ATHE one now, but they don't do audit. Fundamental as we discuss these ethics, and we have to follow those professional code of ethics. Those being explained here, and we have to draw the safeguards, yes, and to compromise because these threads lead to be compromised our professional code of ethics. Different personnel when providing non-assurance services, monitoring and managing relevance, yes, revenue from the single client and identify the interest relationship, discipline mechanism, safeguard apply, consultation with independent third party, and rotation of senior personnel that will help, because sometimes they can involve a number of things which we want to make sure it won't happen in the organization because, ultimately we can compromise our professional code of ethics. Okay, so as we discussed earlier, ethics are the principle-based approach, is mean, comply with the spirit, bigger pictures, flexible in changing circumstances, your ethics, promote the development skills and judgment, and create the culture of ethical awareness and encourage personal responsibility. The advantages for rule-based is a clear cut. Right, rule based is more tick boxes exercise because you know your rule. Ethics sometimes is near to other people's, can be vary of interpretation of ethics, like in some societies child labor is or other fees is briberies and these, but we have a clear rule for, and the rule is more tick boxes. So not easy to find the right answers in some type principles and course of action and conflicting interest. Yes, so both have advantages and disadvantages of both approaches. Okay, company compliance with the laws, criminal laws, as we said, if you're not fulfilling Health and Safety Act, Bribery Act, Money Laundering Act, yes, Company Act. So these are the crime. You can be charged as a criminal, but to charge criminal someone, we need bundle of evidence, and to civil law is more be is damages can be the punishment in term of the damages if you don't fulfill, because the civil law is more about the damages are penalties, but we need to look around ethics come normally civil law. Okay, accounting profession is the largely self-regulated with the accounting bodies and responsible for setting, upholding ethical standards. We have a financial reporting standard regulate accounting and yes, profession and promote, ethical reporting standard, increase the confidence. Always we want to be why with more transparency, corporate governance, reporting, internal audit. That's, the key purpose to increase the confidence of the client, and we comply with and will give the true and fair views about the financial statement. We have accounting professional bodies. That's, International Federation of Accountants. They have a role to promote these, ethics and ethical code. An international ethics standard committee accountant, they carry on, guidance and giving advice to new ethics. So consultation of the committee, then passing the rules, and we have ICAW in the UK is called Institute of Chartered Accountant England, and Wales Institute of Chartered Accountant Scotland, Chartered Institute of Public Financial Accountant. That's, and HMRC, with they are giving the guidance as well, and we have to follow the rules. And National Crime Agency we can report to, and that can be charged. So business ethic and professional value sometime is can be you protect the interest of business or interest of your business want to not submitting the VAT return on this quarter and missing the transaction and intentionally it came to your notice they are, but you have to first you need to arrange the meeting with your, they have to advise it, is the morally not correct, legally not correct, and then if they don't listen it, the last you inform to relevant authorities, you can, but or the last option can be you leave the job and move to the next one, no? So key principles we can, an organization usually focus profit and range of internal and external control, and they set the compliance procedures in place. Okay, the business ethics, the code of conduct designed to influence the behavior of employees, set the procedures, specific ethical standard, and the code of practices, adopted by the professional organization that will help, and promote the transparencies, and don't follow it will be penalized. Yeah. Active leadership, we need to be buy-in from employees and suitable training need to be done it. Improve communication between, promote consistencies and help, to reduce the risk. Okay, then we have a sustainability. What is the meant by sustainability? Meeting the needs of current generation. That's also come under ethic. You look the care about planet, care about the people, care about the profit. This also known as the triple bottom line. We have a UN sustainability reports as well as local and within our organization your compliance to be achieve the desired objective our organization and sustain in a business. CSR is a corporate social responsibility to work in the best interest of the society, of the whole community, which because if your uh, even don't have any laws, but still you need to look around what is good for the society, not for the few people. Sustainability and finance profession. Yes, economics, we can look around sporting organization, profit client, local businesses, paying suppliers. Social, we look the labor and the community. Yes, their welfare. We look the environmental pollution, which we need to be reduced, and we have to draw the policies. Okay, sustainability and CSR, creating and promote ethical culture in our organization. Yes, champion in the aim of sustainability, evaluate the and quantify, the reputation. Look around the risk can be, and the reputation risk can be lead to the business risk, and ultimately we can and we look the social of our organization, increase the manufacturing cost due to the rising price. For the society, fewer product available and increase so risk not acting in sustainability that can be leads to the higher. It can be leads to the as a society risk. So risk for improper practices is operational risk. That risk can be damage the organization and caused by the faulty internal processes, which we can look around, and personnel is not inconsequent. Even internal fraud, external fraud, employment practices, those are not offering jobs to loved ones, not have a true recruitment and selection process, which is robust, and we need to damages to the physical asset of these, all leads to reputation, process, people, system, legal, and events. That's which we can. And risk can be physical, social, political, and economic. Thus, we need to draw the barrier, draw the safeguard to be protected. Please, if you have any question, anyone. Okay, continuous professional development. Yes, please. CPD, as we said earlier, need to be reporting and accounting standard, ethical code, tax company legislation, criminal laws, and other legislation relevant to your profession and the area you work. What is the profession ethics means to you? That's which we can look around, and that is crucial, which we need to, and that's increase the reputation of the companies and organization. We have a video of ACC as well, so which we can, and then we can look around the case of Enron Anderson. So please, it's good to look around and explore this. We have a 3 hours movie on how they did fraud, how they creative accounting been involved, and how they not compromise, they not follow the rules and the regulation, how they can skip a rule-based principle approach, which we earlier we said is ethics under principle, and the rules we need to be tight because it can be charged Federation of Accounting Audit Practices Board and ACCAs carry on looking and increasing these, and we need to boost the good practices in the organization, because otherwise it can be create a mess. So that's which we need to look around.
Wouldn't it be nice to have a flexible platform optimized for serious trade?
So please, you have few
Open
videos.
an account.
When you click these hyperlinks, that will help you to go through these. So
members anywhere in the
just 1 second.
world to adhere to a single global code of ethical conduct, and we feel that's
So
incredibly.
this is published by ACCA. It's quite good, and ACCA Professional Code of Ethics, and they launch separate modules on ethics as well. And you have all other awarding bodies as well.
Hello, I'm Magali Laguerre-Wilkinson. Welcome to Ethics in Business in Their Own Words. To celebrate the 5th annual Global Ethics Day in October 2018, ACCA, the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants, has teamed up with Carnegie Council and CFA Institute to produce this interview series. It features global business leaders exploring how businesses are preparing for an ethical future in the face of threats and challenges presented by globalization.
Okay, so guys, so it's quite good. Please, in your time, that's watch. That will help you to enhance your understanding in terms of ethics and professional code of ethics. So that's is the link was. So please, it's good to look around. And then you've been given the recommended link for extra reading is chapter 13 of Kaplan, and I gave you the books as well, shared with you in the past, but I can reshare, and those are available on Moodle, please. So just follow the Moodle, and I can reshare because few people maybe wasn't in that lesson 1. So if you give me 1 minute, I can share, and then we will finish. Any question before we finish?
No, not me. I don't know about the others.
Yes, I am just going to share with you the ACCA book, one of that will help you. You can further read and enhance your understanding about. If you give me 1 minute, I'll share with you. Okay, so these two which I shared with you in the past, and then other than that, I'm going to share with you Kaplan Revision card. Those quite good to use. All the abstract of the things. So these are Kaplan cards. Those are quite good, and all the terminology and the key concept, those are there. Okay. Yes, please. Any question before we finish? And please try to attend tomorrow lesson, which will be about assignment discussion.
Yeah, we'll be there. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. Have a lovely day and have a nice weekend, and speak to you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye now. Thank you.